Hello viewers, it's Super GT here. Welcome to round number 8 of the V8 Supercars Championship at a dry brand hatch. There was a 45% chance of rain, but we have got a dry race here today going around turn 1, Paddock Hill Bend. Very tricky track this one to get right. Last year we did it in the rain and that was the scene of my best result of the season, which was a third. So of course it would be very good to emulate that result once again. So this is my best qualifying lap. You probably know that by now. I put that up first. Lap 3 of 5 was my best one. I went around with KBTK92 for this lap. It's actually quite good having someone quick right next to you, because you can actually get pulled along almost by their speed. So as I was saying, this was my best result last year. It'd be good to repeat that again today. This is my home track as well. I live very close to this track, about 20 minutes away. So it's always good to get a good result at your home circuit wherever possible. The battle for 4th in the championship is hotting up quite nicely. I did get a bit of a gap over T6 Bullet in the previous race, and you've got Phil as well, a bit further down in the standings as it stands at the moment, but that is because of a dropped round he had, or a 0 pointer basically, which will eventually be a drop round. We do drop one round in the championship, which will bring him back into play. So it's going to be very close between the three of us for that 4th place in the championship. So coming over the line here, just behind KBTK92, it was a 1 minute 28.6. Not a bad lap, which puts me 5th on the grid, just ahead of T6 Bullet, my championship rival there, just behind Phil. So here we are on the grid. Troy somehow got on pole, which was a mistake, so he's going to let everyone go in the Volvo up the front there. He's going to pull over to the right hand side. Now coming around into the first turn, I sort of got put off by that. I wasn't really concentrating fully here. I go around the outside of T6 Bullet and I collect the curb and I go across and I'm going to get damage against the barrier. T6 Bullet is going to lose a couple of positions because of that. Well, what can I say? I really sort of messed up there. Got a bit eager to go around the outside. I saw that T6 Bullet was a little bit slow, so I thought I'd go and push around the outside, and then I make a big mistake, very big mistake. Now I've got very bad damage. It might not look too bad at this moment because I am keeping up with everyone, but the car was pulling horribly to the left hand side under brakes. We're going to check for damage here. Going over to the damage, there it is. The front right brake and suspension is completely ruined. So under brakes here, very tricky to get right. Going to the back of Jordan there, bit of a concertina effect. I'm not sure if I pushed him wide there. I honestly could not tell. So I'm going to go past him anyway, but I'm going to pit at the end of this lap. So he will get this place back in just a moment anyway. So sorry to Jordan if I did actually push him off. I didn't feel anything, so I wasn't completely sure. So I did have to make the decision here. Do I stay out or do I pit? I did decide to pit, as I just said, but it could have stayed out. The decision is basically this. I'm going to lose, let's say, a second and a half a lap. There's 19 laps until I pit, so that would be about 30 seconds. In the pit stop, you lose about 30 seconds. I thought I might as well just take the safe option and go to the pit lane, which will make the race very interesting. So moving ahead to lap number 8, this is when I encountered my first driver to overtake. Wasn't really much of an overtake as I went past him as he was on the gravel. Then on to lap number 10, we are catching up a little bit more with the guys ahead now. So coming up into Druids at the top of the hill, we're going to go around the hairpin here, and we've got a Mercedes facing the wrong way. Jordan McGonigal has quit, so I'm assuming those two made contact. Probably terminal damage for Jordan, hence the quit. So that's another 2 positions. And then on lap 17, so we are very close to the pit stops now, I caught up with Troy, my teammate in the Volvo. He wasn't having the best of races by any means, so I was hoping to get by him quite quickly. As we come into turn 4, down into second gear, waiting for a late apex there, and he's not going to get a very good exit at all. So I'm going to get the run on him down this back straight, and he is going to let me go past here into 13th position, so not an amazing position at the moment, but we still do have half the race left. There is a big group around the corner, or around the other corner past this one. Let me get that clear. So we're going to fast forward here to lap 20. I'm behind Sketch now, and I'm going to pit in on this lap. He also said he was going to pit in on the party chat, and he goes very wide, and he looks like he was going to try and pit there. Well, I just said he was, but I managed to get on the inside of him, so he bailed out at the last second after that mistake. And these are the two guys here who I'm trying to reel in. So I'm going to go into the pit bay here, so I'm going to lose a couple more seconds on them there. But those two guys there were the guys who I'm trying to catch up with. This is Phil on the inside here. He went on for an extra lap, ran out of fuel. Well, not completely ran out of fuel. He was able to get into the pit lane eventually by losing a lot of time from 4th position, I believe he was in originally. So not good news for him. But that's good news for me because I gain a position and he is a championship rival. As much as you don't want your championship rivals to crash and falter, it is going to help me massively. So thank you, Phil, for making that big mistake. So coming up into Druids at the top of the hill once again. That was Sketch right behind me. I did get the jump on him in that pit stop phase there. So we move on to lap number 26. I've caught up with a battle between 3 drivers here. This is the 2 guys we saw in the pit lane, plus who is in the middle as well. We got Urban's Octane, Kavakuvagufur, I can't pronounce that name. He's just gone off wide, and Best One Ale. And apologies if I'm saying your name wrong, if there is another way to say it. But we are through into the top 10 now. So that was Kavakuvagufur. Again, that sounds really stupid to say, but that's my best pronunciation of his name. So I'm going to go past him into 10th. We're looking at the back of Best One Ale, looking into the final turn now. I wasn't too concerned about getting through this group really quickly because the gap ahead of Urban's Octane, who is in 8th there, was fairly big. So I wasn't going to rush this getting through this group. So coming through the final turn onto the main straight, I get a good run. And I'm going to look up the inside. He does go slightly defensive, but then he does actually give me the space in the end. Still looking for my braking marker, and I do get on it quite nicely. Just park it on the apex so he can't do a cutback overtake, and then I'm through into 9th. A pretty good overtake there if you ask me. He's going to go wide on the entry there to Druids. It doesn't affect me though. And then we're going to move ahead by a lap or so. Now we are right behind Urban's Octane, so not quite as close as we were on the previous overtake. But I'm going to put as much pressure as I can on him. Look up the inside to feign an overtake, and he's going to brake way too late and go off into the gravel. So that is evidence of pressure, succumbing to pressure there as he goes into the first turn. Going wide, giving me a position for 3 there. So that group of 3, 2 of them just went off for me, make it very easy. So didn't actually lose too much time. This is lap number 30. I was trying to reel in Robo ahead, but I did make this error here. Lost me about 2 or 3 seconds. I get caught up once again, but I wasn't too concerned about being overtaken. I think I did have the overall pace. And this is the end of the race. Nothing much happened from there on in. So I did come round to finish 8th, which isn't too bad given that I span off on the first lap, drifting over the line. So it's a shame that that happened on the first lap, but I think I might have finished 4th at best because Phil didn't, well, he forgot to pit so early and lost a lot of time. I could have finished 4th maybe, but I think 5th at worst I would have finished had I not had that incident. But Sam, they're winning by an absolute mile in that race. Shuffle 2nd, Kerry 3rd. So that's going to be it from me. Let me know your thoughts on that race. Subscribe if you'd like to see more of the same. Hit that like button, and remember we have got 2 races of this season left. The next race is at the Nürburgring. The final one is at Bathurst Mount Panorama, the home of the V8 Supercars, which ought to be a very good race. It was last year. So that is all from me. Thank you very much for watching once again. I love all of your support, guys. Thank you very much for everyone who comments, likes, all that good stuff. So thank you again to all of you. Don't think it goes unnoticed because I certainly do notice, and my channel is getting a lot of growth recently, so that's very pleasing for the future. But that is all from me. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.